What's going on, guys? So it's Rio from Polarity Fitness, and today we're going to be talking about how to warm up for weightlifting. And so this is a question I get asked very frequently, and this is going to be a very simple and straightforward video because in reality, warming up should be very simple and straightforward as well. And so as a general rule of thumb, people's warm-up routines are way too extensive and fatiguing. And so the general philosophy that you want to adopt when it comes to warm-up routines is that you want to do just enough to get yourself ready to get into your working sets, but then no more. And so this is where a lot of people go wrong because they end up doing warm-up sets and excessive warm-up sets to the point where they actually detract from their ability to put lots of focus, energy, effort, intensity into their working sets, which are what in reality are going to stimulate the load of muscle and strength gains. So you want to do just enough to get yourself ready to get into those working sets and then no more. And so the warm-up really accomplishes two things. It gets you physically and psychologically ready to get into your working sets, and then it also helps you get a feel for the lift, get your technique dialed in, and get the blood flowing a little bit. Because honestly, if we could just jump straight into our working sets, that would be the best thing ever. But a lot of times the warm-up is very important for your performance in those working sets, because if you would just jump straight into the heavy set, it would feel very, very heavy and it would feel awkward. Your body would not feel like it's kind of ready for it. That's kind of what the warm-up does. It just gets your body, gives signals to your body like, hey, we got some heavy shit coming, you know? So it's important. Don't get me wrong. It's very important to dial in on your warm-up sets. Just the point is that people take them way too far and end up hurting their ability to work hard on their working sets, which are what's going to actually produce the muscle and strength gains. And so there are two general warm-up philosophies. You can do specific warm-ups, which is what I'm going to demonstrate for you guys and is what I advocate. And then there are people who recommend doing general warm-ups. And I don't think general warm-ups are actually going to hurt. General warm-ups are essentially where you're just getting the heart beating, you're getting some blood flow, whether you're gonna go for a 5-minute jog, 15-20 minute walk. Sometimes I do a little walk, 10-15 minutes before I get into my squats or my deadlifts, because sometimes, you know, that helps get the blood flowing in the legs and gets the knees and the hips open a little bit. So that's not going to hurt, but I don't think that it's going to be necessary for a lot of people. I think for a lot of people it can be a waste of time. And I think as you get older, you may want to put more attention into your warm-up sets. But when you're a younger guy, like, I would just recommend following the warm-up sequence that I'm about to show you here. And so the idea with the warm-up is that we're just slowly ramping up to our working sets, right? So for example, my first set here might be 50% of my working set for 5 or 6 reps, and then the next one maybe 70% of my working set for 3 reps, and the next one maybe 80% for 1 or 2. And so you don't want to just jump straight into your working sets after you're done your warm-ups. You want to take 3 to 4 minutes rest after you finish your warm-up sets before jumping into the working sets. Let yourself rest, recover, and then get into it. And that's generally what I like to do. And then between the warm-up sets themselves, you want to rest about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. And so when it comes to upper body exercises, I like to do 2 to 3 warm-up sets. And then when it comes to lower body exercises, I like to do 3 or 4. So when it comes to squats and deadlifts, 3 or 4 usually hits the spot, and then upper body 2 to 3 is usually good. And depending on what workout split you're following, if you're doing full body twice a week, like I generally recommend, then you may have to do warm-up sets for up to the first 3 exercises in each workout. But if you're doing a more split routine, then oftentimes you'll only have to do warm-up sets for the first 1 to 2 exercises. So that's as far as it goes for warm-ups, man. It's really, really that simple. We're just getting ourselves ready for the working sets, but not doing so much to the point where we're hurting our ability to perform in the working sets. So it's very simple, very straightforward. So we're gonna get into this here and I'll demonstrate for you on my overhead press at the beginning of my workout.